I know that a lot of us, especially ones with kiddos coming in, August can sometimes feel overwhelmed because we've had this beautiful summer and it's been great. And, just like some routine, but not really. And now like routine's coming and you have school supplies to get and all these things. And it feels like complete, I don't know if it's just me, but complete overwhelm that you're like, crap, did I do my customer care today? Crap, did I do XYZ today? And figuring out those things. And so I kind of wanted to talk about um, certain things tonight that I feel like all of us are probably going through. August usually is that, and I want us to realign and reset and get back onto where and why you were doing this and God gave this to you for a reason. So I asked in our thread, what does success feel like to you? And what would it feel like if you failed, as in like this didn't work out or whatever? And so I asked that because it was asked to me. And so usually when I ask you those questions, it hit home to me. And I always want to share that with you guys, because if it hit home to me, I really want to transfer that back to you guys. So when I was asked that, like, what if Plexus did not work for me? What would that mean? And I thought, oh my gosh, that would mean I wouldn't be able to homeschool my kids. That would mean I wouldn't be able to stay at home with them. That would mean I would be working back in corporate America, and I would be having hours and hours of no sleep because I might have to hand paint signs again. We would lose our house. There's no way we could afford our house right now. Like I started getting overwhelmed with all of the things that brought me to Plexus, because that had slowly, we all know, businesses don't start off and grow instantly, right? A lot of you are just getting started. And so you're in the nitty gritty. But I will tell you, if you get to where I'm at now, I looked back and I'm like, I don't want to go back there. And so success feels accomplishment to me. Success feels joy. Success feels more memories with my family. Success feels empowerment and confidence and all the things that you might be feeling too. And so I want you to really sit and think, like, what could this look like if you got and had intentional time and focus on your business and things, and this is successful and can be successful because we know it can. What would that feel like to you? And I want y'all to put that in the chat or speak it out. Like, what would it feel like if you, and a lot of you, I asked, some were like, I'd pay my bills. Most of the things that you would talk about were I'd pay my bills. I know Patricia really wants her door. She's not on right. Oh, she's about to come on. She's been wanting to get her door for her new refrigerator and things like that. Like, what does that feel like? And what would you do? So think about that really quick, or share in the chat.
You want to tell you?
Yeah, go for it.
So what does our success feel like to us?
Yeah.
So do you want me to tell you what I put? Mm-hmm. I'm just making sure you don't want something different.
No, okay. Go for it.
I just put that success would feel like basically that my team was growing, that I was making intentional and purposeful impact in people's life, and that I was seeing people's health change from being able to do what I'm doing. So obviously it goes along with being able to, pay for necessities as well. But to me, that other stuff is going to give that to me if I'm doing it right.
Right. Okay, so really quickly, everybody probably saw what we're getting paid, correct? Like everybody saw your commission check that's coming, right? You should have gotten your commission. Okay, well, Julia, you should go look. Okay.
I'm sure I have, but I haven't.
It's okay. Do not worry, because here's what I want you to do is I want you to go look at that and then figure out exactly how many intentional hours you were actually working Plexus. Plexus, like actual work, means checking your Plexus. It's not scrolling. It's not confiding or helping somebody else. That's not income producing. When I mean actual hours in Plexus that you're working, that is doing something with like a winning day, 15 minutes of commenting and creating a new relationship, 15 minutes of customer care, those kind of things. So I want you to think, how many intentional hours are you doing in Plexus? And then divide that by your paycheck. And then you're going to see how much you're getting paid per hour with Plexus. That was another eye opener for me today. And the fact that we can really do very intentional time work. And that's this whole call is about intention tonight. And when we're working, we have to really sit down and figure out what do I need right now in my business? And so every single day could look different. So like today, I'm like, I really need to get to my customer care. So my intention with my work in my Plexus business is I'm going to set an alarm after we get off, and I'm going to be intentional on just focusing on customer care. That's it. Tomorrow, your posts might be, intention on working and finding somebody to do the business alongside of you. So every time you sit down to work, you can't just have it nitty gritty, or you don't know what, there has to be a focus and a plan, because if not, those people are going to not see where you're going either. So when you sit down, you have to have those dedicated times, and that dedicated 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you have, to know, okay, what am I doing with this? What am I doing right now that can grow my business? And so each day could look different. So like right now, I'll be doing customer care. Tomorrow, I'm like the other day, I was like, I need to find more business builders. Every single month, I try to look for new business builders, because if not, our team, we don't grow. And so you always want to continually look for business builders. And so I made that, 5,000 or more posts, because I was very intentional and reaching out all day for business builders. That was all I did that day. So I'm telling you this for tips, as in when you start and continually work your business, I want you to work like you're fishing, in a way of when you go fishing, you're hoping to catch a fish. You're hoping to do and catch something. When you go fishing, you don't go fishing and thinking, I'm not going to catch anything, but I'm just going to go anyway. I'm just going to see what happens, right? You are hoping to come home with something. And so every time you sit down, you want to think the exact same thing. I'm going to sit down and I know I'm going to be helping somebody get and help them pay their bills. I'm going to be sitting down to make sure that another Patricia out there can help get her door and get her refrigerator. I'm going to be out there today, and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be helping somebody in their marriage, because they know or they will find out that this opportunity could be a blessing to them. So when I ask those things, I want you to focus and think about, and maybe even write some down on a card of like, okay, there are people out there just like us that need financial income. They need to pay for their bills, medical bills. They need to be able to have a stronger health in their marriage because finances are getting in their way. They need that. So every time you sit down and it feels like, well, I'll just do it tomorrow. It's been a horrible, dreadful day. I've had this happen and this happened and this happened and this has. I want you to think about that person that is ready for you to show up every single time you post, every single time you reach out. They are ready and looking for you to help pay for their bills. That is intention. And so the times that you don't feel like working, think about that person. Think about that person on your team. I guarantee, and you saw a lot of you guys' comments in there. Some of them were from your team. So really look at those and be like, you know what? I'm showing up because I'm helping Haley and youth and her ministry or whatever. When I sit down, I'm going to be helping Cindy pay for her medical bills. When I sit down, I'm going to be helping Ashley help her family. When I sit down, you know what I mean? Like, you have to think on that way, because we will have Satan and other things come in our path that is like, just do it tomorrow. Just do it tomorrow. Don't worry about it. You've already had everything come your way today. Just do it tomorrow. It'll be fine. But could you imagine if you set 5, 10, 15 minutes to just crank out what you can with intention and focus, what could happen? So I talk about this winning day sheet a lot. And I'm telling you guys, if you need dedicated, consistent time of what you need to do, even if you only did one block every single day on here, your business will grow. Because if you don't have something to follow and you're like, well, I'm just going to make a post today. Okay, great. You might have somebody see your post, But I will tell you 90% are reach outs, like 90%. And you're going to see people that are like, don't be the reach out person. Don't be the blah, blah, blah. If it wasn't somebody reaching out to me, I wouldn't be here. And you will see so many people that I've even showed pictures of when I reach out to people, they're like, you know what, Cassie, I've actually been thinking about that. People are sometimes waiting for you to show up. And so every time you don't want to, remember that person on the other side waiting for this opportunity. Okay. Okay. Next year, what would it look like if your toes were in the sand in Hawaii with me? Envision that. What would that look like? What does it feel like right now thinking about it? Toes in the sand, you have a car, you could have the Lexus, or you could just have the $400 every single month. What would that look like and feel like? What does that feel like right now? Chime in. I want to hear. What does it feel like?
Heaven? I mean, it does feel like.
Say that again, because you cut out on my side, and it's probably my internet.
I said it feels like heaven.
It's
just very, very encouraged, like just like perfection. I don't know how else to say it, but just relaxing. It honestly, it feels. There's a word. I don't know. Like I'd be proud of myself. Like just like kind of like job well done. Like awesome. I don't know. There's a word for that. I can't think of it.
You're okay. All right. Haley said relaxing and exciting. Who else? What would it feel like to have your toes in Hawaii next year and you have a paid trip from Plexus to go to Hawaii with you and a guest, and you can do whatever you want on the island? And
your recording stopped, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
It started.
Yep. Okay. Y'all, I cannot wait.
Just wanted to let you know.
Thank you. We have fiber coming in our neighborhood, and I really think it'll be by Christmas, and I cannot wait. This has been 6 years of this. So just know, if I can deal with crappy internet for 6 years and get to Emerald, y'all can too. Just saying. Just saying. So let me go back to what I was saying. I don't even know where it let off, but feet in the sand.
Do you want to record it?
I think
it is recording.
It is recording. I think it's recording. It said it picked back up. So
okay. I see it.
Thank you.
Okay.
So what would it feel like what would that feel like to have all of that, to be able to bring a spouse or a friend or whatever for an all expense paid trip to Hawaii and enjoy that and get to that point? What would that feel like?
Accomplishment.
That was the word I was looking for.
Perfect. Anybody else? Cindy, it would be exciting. A job well done. Yes. Yes. Rachel.
Ask Ryan the question.
Huh? Okay, Ryan. All right, you ready?
Maybe.
Okay, here we go, Ryan. What would it feel like if Hannah won a trip to Hawaii and was able to take you? I mean, she could take somebody else, but what would it feel like if she took you to Hawaii, also had either Lexus or an extra car payment to just have $400, but Plexus paid for you guys to go to Hawaii? What would that feel like?
Feel amazing, especially since we have a broke down car right now. So
It would. And I think that that's like the main thing that everybody says is amazing, but I want you to focus on more than just amazing. Like amazing can be a word, but you got to tie it into emotion of like, what else could that do? Like, yeah, it'd be a great trip, but like for me and Jason, it would be more, I mean, we take our girls, but it's more connection with my family in a way that I could never provide for them. I mean, because we couldn't beforehand. There's no way to have a trip like that we could have paid for. To be able to do excursions and things, because Plexus is also giving a car stipend, so we can go and, do extra things on the island if we want to. It's those memories that my girls will always have that I could never give them prior to Plexus. So that's when I want you to think about those things and those memories, because you can take your kiddos, like you just have to pay for them. But man, if Plexus is already paying for 2 bills, might as well cover the other. And so for Hannah to get there, it's like, okay, well, that feels amazing, right? It feels amazing. That's the main thing you said. It feels amazing. But to get to that point, to get to the amazing point, we do have to have intention in our work. And we have to have intention on what we do every single day to lead up to that, because it won't magically happen. And so sitting down, and what I was talking about tonight was like sitting down to know, okay, today it's just customer care. I'm focusing on customer care today. Tomorrow it's XYZ. And we just got off of a call that was pretty powerful with Carissa and Megan Goff. And it was intention on, and so Ryan, stay on. It was intention on finding balance in your business, because we all have to have balance in our business before our family crumbles and whatever. But it goes Christ, family, business. And so if you don't ask your shareholders and ask everybody, because here's the thing, we're not going to get to the amazing part of Hawaii if we don't have acknowledgement or finding times to work our business, because this is a business. Like, it took a long time for Jason to see that, but it is a business, and he sees it now because there's a bigger check coming in, but in the beginning he didn't. And I think that that's the thing, is like finding that time that Jason and I figured out, okay, Jason, what if because he liked family time. He gets home at 2-3 o'clock. We had a lot of family time, but the man wants more family time. So I'm like, okay, here we go. So I'm like, okay, so what if I work in the evenings? Because the evenings, everybody goes to bed early. You can put the kids to bed. And so I go and I work Monday through Thursday, and I work those nights, and I don't work Friday, Saturday, Sunday at night. That's it. So then those nights, I go to bed with you. We have our time. The kids go to bed. I can put them to bed those 3-4 days. And then on Wednesday, I also don't do Wednesdays now because we go to church. So I sat down with him, and this is for every single one of y'all. You have to sit down and figure out what schedule is going to work for you, because if you don't have a timed schedule, nothing will happen. Like amazing toes in the sand and all of the, everything that you can happen for next year, because this is the first month to earn Hawaii for next year. That won't happen if you don't find that intertwining thing that will work with you and your husband, or you and your spouse, or you and whoever. I promise you will make a huge difference, because Jason knows now every time at 7 o'clock, I come down, because how am I going to work an Emerald team with only an hour a day? I can't do that. I just can't do that. It takes me a lot longer than an hour to get intentional work done. And so if you want to get to Emerald, you have to know it's going to take at least 3 to 4 hours, not every single night. Not everybody works 24 hours. We all know that, right? But it takes a good 3 to 4 hours to build that business, to be able to help and work intentional time and do this kind of stuff. Not the like, hey, my sideline needs me and I'm going to go love and chat on her. That's not growing your business. So you really have to be, and that's what I liked on the call just recently, saying no to a lot of things you might not want to say no to, but if you want to get to Emerald and be able to help your family financially more, you might have to sacrifice a little bit for a year. Julia, go for it.
I was just going to mention too, what they were talking about was when you were talking about shareholders, sitting in with the shareholders.
Yeah.
Like bringing your family in and saying, here's what mommy's doing, or here's what daddy's doing, or whatever. This is why I'm doing it, and I need your support. And so,
yeah,
I think that was really helpful for me on that when they were talking about, because that's what I need to continually remind my kids, that I'm on my phone because I'm trying to get to where I don't have to go into work all the time. I'm on my phone because I'm trying to be here with you more. I'm on my phone because I'm trying, and also the idea of sitting down with Joel not every night, but once at least a week, and trying to say, okay, this is what I have going on. This is what you have going on. Where do we want to spend our time together? Because that was one of my big struggles, was making time. Normally nighttime is my time that Joel and I get to have like intentional time, like to sit down and talk or whatever. And so they were saying that you're going to have to talk about that and say, okay, when is that going to work? So
Right.
I was just going to.
No, agree. And that's so true. I really liked the weekly things because we all know our weeks are so different. Something's going to come up. And then if that messes with your schedule, then it messes with the whole core of your family. And so really sitting down with like, okay, what is this week? What do we have this week? Okay, this is the time that I really need to work my Plexus business. So do we really need to go to that? Or can I maybe stay home and you do that, or vice versa? Because the only way for us to help financially pay off our medical bills or whatever that looks like is I have to work more. And so to be able to work more, I'm going to need to say no to a couple things or whatnot. And that was a good reminder for me, because I have had to say, now I'm not saying don't say no to everything, you guys, come on. Like, we all still need to be in community. We all still need to be, be ourselves and be family and all of that, like church, whatnot. There are things I do not say no to, but if it's like tons of play dates and tons of things that I know that I can't commit to because it overwhelms me or it doesn't get to the end goal, then I will say no to. Like, for instance, I was just asked to do a coaching spot or whatever at church. And all that meant was I would have to be there every single Sunday for a year. And I would have to be there for 3 services, all this stuff. And I'm like, trust me, I want to pour so much more into church because I love that. But what hit me on the nail was when Megan said, or it was her husband, Justin, that this is ministry. Like, I can still do church ministry. I can still reach to people. I can still help them. I can still bring them closer to Jesus and help them find financial help and all of that without committing more into church. I thought that was powerful because I felt like when I felt horrible saying no to that, but then I also felt convicted that it just wasn't the right time. There'll be a time where I'll be able to. It's just not right now in my season. And I thought that was really, really good eye opener for me. Okay. So big thing here is mainly sitting down and figuring out and plugging, they all say time blocking. And that's kind of what I do. Monday through Thursday, I sit down, I come down in the evenings because that is the time that works for our family. I come down in the evenings and I work from like 7 till 11 because I want some sleep. So then I get my 4 hours at least every single day. And when I divided that per hour, I'm only working 4 hours, not even 5 days a week, you guys, because I'm not working Fridays, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Holy smokes. Come on now. I'm getting paid over $5,000. What? So just know, you can get to that point too, but you have to get time commitment with your family to figure out what hours work for you, and really being committed. When you sit down, you're not just scrolling, you're not just answering everybody else's questions that they could go find, like things like that, because you've got to get that intentional work time in, or you won't have your toes in Hawaii next year with me, because I want every single one of you there. And it is definitely something you can do. This is the first qualifying month. So that means, what does your goals look like for this month? Are they still on where you want them, or have you pushed them out and already to September? Like, tell me right now in the chat, are your goals still where you're at, where you want them to be for this month? It's only the 9th. So don't be pushing your goals back to September already. Tell me in the chat what your goals are for August, because it's going to happen. Do you believe it? Do you believe it? It's so funny because every single one of you on my screen, I cannot wait for real good internet. All of you are frozen, so I can't even see your like expressions or your fun things. It's like, I see Rachel going like this, and then I see like Hannah going like it's just everybody is frozen in your own little thing. So it's kind of funny. Okay. Julia, Ruby, Cindy, Gold, because Gold School, this is the last month for Gold School. A lot of us are going to Nashville. If you need help going to Gold, please let us help you. You do not want to miss Nashville with us. And if you've already hit Gold, you help develop a Gold. We can do that. Senior Silver for Haley. Same 100 points Gold. I love it. Okay. It can happen. You just have to have intention when you sit down and work, not lollygag and just wonder what's your next thing you should do. I'm telling you, I will preach this. Yeah, the scroll. See, you moved on that one, Julia. Isn't that funny? The scroll. Yes, because we all do it. I've done it, y'all. I get it. And I'm a squirrel most of the time. I sit down and I'm like, okay, I reach out, I did this, and I'm like, oh wait, here's this. And I'm like, oh wait, okay, back, I'm back. Okay, I'm focusing. So I'm trying to get to where I sit down and I'm like, my intention right now is customer care. And if I have to literally write it out, say customer care. So when I sit down and I feel like a squirrel, I can be like, nope, customer care. I got to go back. Okay, got to go back. Customer care, doing it. Nope. Oh, because I'm telling you, if you have a squirrel mind like I do, it'll happen. But this, just like sit down and just do 15 minutes of getting social. If you're like, Cassie, I only have an hour today. Okay, knock out a couple of these because then that's intentional work. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Also, I wanted to read this to you. Something Carissa said that I wrote down and I thought it was powerful. She said she was coached and it was this phrase that caught her and it really caught me off guard too. It was really good. She said, where I am arguing for my limitations, like, why am I arguing for my limitations instead of arguing for my solutions? And I thought, like, here we are, like, well, I have this going on, I have this, and that's why I can't do this, and that's why I can't do that. And it's like, she said, why are you arguing for your limitations instead of finding solutions and arguing for those solutions? That was huge for me because it made me realize, like, yes, we can argue all day long that we have, because we all guarantee it. My day was crazy today. Did I get my work in that I wanted to? No. Am I going to go and get it done before bed? Yes, because I made a commitment to myself to hit certain goals and I want to hit them. And the only limitations are me. I'm my own limitation. I can change all of that. And I can change what I'm going to find as solutions. Well, my solution is I have till 11 o'clock tonight. I'm going to knock out as much as I can on each single thing that I can to move my business forward. So I hope that was impactful for you as it was for me. Okay. Intention is making it happen. You will work to make it happen. And that's the fire that you need to turn this business up this month, like turn it up. So work outside your comfort zone. I will tell you, who do you like to who do you like to follow? Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Not anybody on our team maybe, but who do you like to follow and why?
I like to follow people who are encouraging, and I like to follow people that give health information that is useful to me.
Who else?
I just recently started following a girl. I can't even think of her name, so I'm horrible with names, but I just started following her just because her personality, it was just kind of upbeat and positive, and so, and on top of that, she does all kinds of makeup that word
Tutorials.
and I'm really trying to learn, so, and I really like how she does it, so it's just a mixture of both.
Okay.
Cassie ignited a fire in you.
Yeah, see, I got eyelashes again.
I like them. I just got mine off. I'm trying to let mine grow until Hawaii. So anyway, then I'll put them back on.
One of my goals is I've got to get my points back up and get some bonuses, and I want to use my bonuses to actually spend on the good makeup. But won't buy it until then because I can't spend that much on it.
So why don't you print a picture of that and put it on your phone or your laptop or somewhere that you can see that that's what your intention is to work on that to have every single month.
I see her every day putting on the makeup, and she uses that makeup. So
See? Okay, Haley, there's one girl that posts workout plus meal prepping. I love watching her lives. Anybody else? Okay, where I'm going with this is somebody on the other side of the screen is waiting for you to show up, is waiting for you to do your lives and do your makeup, is waiting for you to share that encouragement, is waiting for you to show that confidence that you have in the products that we offer or the business that we offer. Somebody follows you for one of those reasons that they follow you for. And so they're waiting for you to show up every single day. They're waiting for you because anytime that you show up, it builds confidence in them. Guarantee, look at Shara. She's following makeup stuff. And now it's like one of her things, she's wanting to buy makeup now and wanting to do these certain things. And, you know, a lot of us are following like Haley, you're following meal prepping. Maybe that's encouraging to you because you want to start doing meal prepping. You are following confidence. And so people want to follow confidence. They want to follow leadership. They want to follow somebody that is uplifting. And so just know, when you don't let that discourage you or stop you and be like, oh my gosh, but now I have to be this person. No, they're already following you. The only problem is you have to show up. You have to show up every single day when you don't want to. And you can be honest in that and be like, oh my gosh, my day was horrible. And this is what happened. And this is what happened. And blah, blah, blah. Guarantee you, so many people feel the exact same way you do. And you being vulnerable and telling them your story like that is what's going to build their confidence and to continue to follow you and continue to still be in your story. So know that the more vulnerable you are, the more likely you're sparking somebody else. So remember that too. Because people follow confidence. Okay, a couple of things I want to talk about really, really fast. Let me think. So I was going to talk to Hannah. So Hannah, we found something called boards, and boards, it's actually pretty incredible, but it can be overwhelming. And so the last thing that I want, so I've been talking with Genevieve a little bit and trying to find a system that is super simple, because the last thing that you want is so much to do as a full-time working person that you can't duplicate it down to anybody. And so I like boards because boards are simple. It can be, or it can be overwhelming. It depends on you and depends on the person. If you need detail and if you need to find stuff quickly, boards are incredible for that. And so Hannah, do you want to kind of show a little bit about it, what it looks like? And then I want to touch on it here in a minute too.
Yes. So last night, I was able to show some of the people how to do it, but there is a Facebook group that are Plexus people that have shared their boards they've already created. You can also create your own boards. But so let me just go into I'll go into our faith thread, okay? And it's really neat. I'm gonna have to turn this down. I got it on my computer, so maybe you could see it. Oh, well. On your keyboard, when you go to type, there's a little globe right down here, and it pulls up the board. So there's different icons and things like that. And so let's just say I want to know what welcome packs or a graphic or something. It's all right here. You touch it and it says copy to clipboard. I didn't have to hold down or anything. Then you go to make your message and you hit paste, and it literally will send it right there. So now whatever I picked, I don't even know, is in the faith thread for you. So that it has these preloaded boards, have everything from 3-day reset to messenger events to welcome packs to everything. It's just right there. It did take it took me like 20 minutes, but Haley was like, oh, so we should just because it makes you put your email address in every time when you're saving boards. She's like, oh, we just need to copy and paste our email and put it in there. I'm like, so yes, you want to do that. And then in the actual thread, let me find the boards thread just so you can see. If you go and you touch, this works for any thread, but you touch the title, so it says boards or whatever. You scroll down to the media files and links. So then over here on the side, it says links. You click that, and literally every board is right there for you, preloaded, and you just load it into this app, this board app. But what's awesome about it is if you're on Facebook, if you're in Messenger, if you're in text, it doesn't matter. That little globe's at the bottom and you touch it and you send it. Like the lady I helped sign up today, it was super simple. I wasn't having to get out of the message with her and go to my notes and see what I had saved and then go back in and save it, or go through my pictures to my Plexus pictures, or go log on to the Faith Biz page where these product graphics are that I love. Like it's all right there from that little globe on my keyboard. And so it's there, like I said, there's a messenger thread I can put you in. It can be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Type your email up, copy and paste it, and then you just go into where the files or where the links are and just import it from there. Super simple. So does anybody have any questions about that?
I have boards already downloaded as an app, and I only have the 3-day reset. Is that why? Because I need to go add the other links to my boards?
You have to import everyone. And so everyone has a different emoji. So eventually, like I already know which emoji, guys, I'm talking. I already know which emoji is the welcome packs. I already so it's not, I've not worked with it long, and so pretty soon you'll memorize, oh, like the thumbtack. I can't remember what that one is, but I know it's the reset, like the little reset event and stuff. So once you work on it a little bit, you'll actually not even have to look at the titles in every one of them, and you can just go and oh, I know that's in the thumbtack, whatever, click it, everything pops up. So like I said, you can create your own and or go in and save all these other Plexus people's boards they've already created.
And you search for them in the boards app, right?
Yes. So I'll just literally, like if I am like say I'm going to text you, I touch that, I click that little globe at the bottom, and then I search for it and pull it up what I need. It's all right there. And you don't have to so say you have wording saved. I have a lot of wording that's been shared and saved. I can create my own board and put that wording in and make the little emoji that I know what it is. So like I said, I don't have to go out, open up my notes, copy, paste, send. So let's just say, let me go into our faith thread real quick, and I'll show you a typed one. Like that one showed you a typed one, but let's see, like a graphic, I mean, but let me find one with some verbiage. There's a lot of good graphics and stuff. Like I said, I'm still learning, but well, I did it. It's so fast, I did it without it. But anyway, I clicked on one thing and it already transported it in here. I did not have to copy and paste it. Like if it's some sort of wording, you just click on it. I don't know if it'll do more. Yeah, it just adds it. So there's literally no copy and paste. You touch it, that whole message is there, that preloaded message is there, and you hit send. It is
so where do you
like the best thing in the whole entire world, in my opinion.
So I'm looking at the app right now, and I see the thing, it says boards at the bottom, but it's just bringing up my boards. And I don't know how to search for other boards, or I have to create the board.
Okay, so I'll just add you, anyone that wants the boards like I already have preloaded. I just need to put you in that messenger thread, and you click on the files or the links, like I said, and you just import it that way. It's really self-explanatory. But so those of you that don't have the boards app or whatever, it's going to ask for access to your keyboard. And I'm pretty leery about doing that sort of thing, but go ahead and let it have access, because that's what puts that globe at the bottom, and it's just all right there. So yeah, I'll add you, Shara. Julia, do you want added? Cindy, do you want added? Okay. So I'll add the other ones, I think are in there. So I will just get you guys added. Anyone watching the recording, reach out to me, I'll add you. But yeah, it's literally night and day difference on simplicity. In working is more streamlined because it's all right there.
Yep. I like it. I just what I want to do is eventually get to where we have our own boards for our faith page, like our faith team. So we know exactly like, okay, here's the why Plexus, why now graphic. Here's the, and what's the link? Like, here's the systems that we follow, because the only thing that I see is that with all of these boards, I kind of looked, is that it's everybody else's team stuff. And so just know that like, it can get overwhelming by seeing everybody else and how they do their systems. And we're trying to, this is why I said in the beginning, like, I love it. It's super simple. You have all your graphics, everything that you need there. But like I was talking to Genevieve today, is we just want to simplify it so that it's so simple that somebody brand new like Haley or anybody that comes in, we give them, be like, hey, here's the 3 boards for these links, so that you have on hand when somebody's, ready to sign up. This is what you send, this is what you do, blah, blah, blah. Does that, like, that's my next goal with these boards, because I love the idea. I think it is incredible. And I really kind of hope Plexus gets in on it and does some boards for us, and then we can just all have the exact same system. So just when you start adding, like, Hannah's going to add you to this, you can add every single one. And then if it gets to where you're like, I don't need that one, just delete it, and just delete that board, so you don't get overwhelmed by because there's a lot of boards that you can add. I sat in my closet and had intentional time, and I did all these boards and copy paste, just what Haley said, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, and added all my emails to everything. It was like 35 emails anyway. But I like that reset pictures are right there, and I'm not having to go research, and find it on Facebook. I like it's all right there inside my Messenger app. I just want to make sure that I want to make a board just for us that's on like the 120-day follow-up. I want to make a board that is on why Plexus, why now, which I think there is there might be one, things like that. So that we add corporate stuff, because we have a lot of amazing tools in our back office too that I feel like we don't utilize. So, okay. Do y'all have any questions on anything from tonight right now? Okay, nobody? Or anybody have a question off topic that you're like, hey, I need help with this or whatever, because we have a few more minutes. Nobody? Okay, well, all of you set intention every single time you sit down. I will tell you, all you need to grow your business, 2 hours a day. That's it, 2 hours, Monday through Friday, if you can, 2 hours. And if you can't do that, double up on the days where you have more time. Like, let's say on Mondays, you're like, I actually have 4 hours. So sit down, don't scroll, don't do those things, and have intentional time. All you need is 2 hours to work your Plexus business. If it takes you longer, we need to talk. Should not take you longer than that if you don't have a larger team yet. And so 2 hours is all you need. And I highly, highly recommend, again, look at this winning day sheet, and you don't have to do it all, but try to get that. It takes 2 hours to do that. So even if you could get an hour of that done a day, even if it's chopped up, you did 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there, recommend it. Yes, Julia.
I was just going to say too that keep in mind, like, I feel like sometimes we complicate things a lot. And can I just challenge you with the idea that that's your procrastination working in overdrive? Because that has been happening to me a lot. And I start to think about all these things and I feel like I get overwhelmed. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was talking to Cassie last night and I was like, I have done everything on my winning day sheet except for I never reached out to somebody today. She's like, well, didn't you talk to your cousin about it today? And I was like, huh, I sure did. Like, I actually planted a seed talking to my cousin about it today. And, you know, and it was just one of those things that just be encouraged to know that you don't have to sit there and say, listen, you need this business. You need to work it with me. Like, that's not what this is about. Most of your winning day sheet is building relationships. And then those relationships follow you and they get to know you. And then conversation comes up and you're able to just push, not push. I don't want to say the word push because that's not what I mean, but like just I don't know.
Empower.
You're able to help them. Like I was telling Kat, yeah, empower them. Yeah, with education. Because like I was talking to Cassie, like over the weekend, this was the first weekend at work that I feel like really just basically talked to people at work about what I was doing. And I felt like I actually got like 6 or 7 people from work that were like, oh my gosh, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. Or, oh my gosh, that's so good. I didn't realize that could help, you know? So just try to remember, sometimes I feel like we overcomplicate things and then we just almost talk ourselves out of it. Just try to keep it simple and say, okay, I'm just going to call them and I'm just going to say, hey, you know what? I hope you're having a great day. I really miss catching up with you. How's your family?
Yep.
That's all it has to be. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like sometimes you just talk yourself into you having to mention Plexus or you having to mention what you're doing. And in reality, we got to make it less about us and more about the people that we're talking to, and just making them understand that we really want to know how they're doing and we really care about them.
Mhm.
Because if you care about them and their family, eventually they're going to see that you're not talking to them about Plexus because you want their money. You're
Right.
talking to them about Plexus because you actually care about how they're feeling. So I just wanted to encourage you all with that.
Amen. And so that's what I was saying, like earlier with intention, when you're sitting down and you're doing and you're looking at this, it's like, what is my goal right now? And it doesn't even like the goal can be, I haven't talked to Shara in a long time. What, let me see how she's doing. Like your intention could be that, and it's just touching and connecting again, or whatever that looks like. So good. Okay. Anything else really quick? Cause yeah, we
Y'all are
don't need
really
to
quiet
overcome.
tonight.
I know, right?
Everybody's so quiet tonight.
I know. Very quiet. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just know that just sit down tonight, whatever it looks like, every time before your head hits the pillow, what is it going to be that you make sure you get done every single day and stay accountable to it? It might be like every day I commit to, because like we're in 21 days of fasting right now. And so I have my own commitments there. So whatever that looks like, make a commitment and be like, before I go to bed, I'm going to make sure that I get this done. So figure that out. And I cannot wait to see what your non-negotiables are. Yes, Julia.
One other thing that I took away from our call with Krista tonight that I would really encourage you guys to do is to pray over your business every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day when you wake up or before you go to bed, just pray over your business and allow God to put people's names in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And don't feel guilty about that, because that was one of my biggest things is I'm like, I feel like I'm using God as a excuse to talk to people, when I honestly think it was Satan, because there's a couple people I talked to and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you said something. And I was like, huh. And it was just an aha moment for me to be like, okay, like I'm not using that. Now, obviously you can use it as an excuse. You shouldn't do that. But in reality, like if you're praying over it and somebody just pops into your head, don't talk yourself out of that being God putting that person on your mind. So anyway, sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That's so true. And that's what I loved about it is that intentional time of praying for your business, because he's going to guide you to who exactly is praying for those bills to be paid, or their marriage is struggling or whatever. Those people are going to pop because that's the Holy Spirit calling you to do it. Like calling. The problem is like nudging you to do it, like go do it. And we just have to follow and obey in that nudge. But hands down, pray for your business every single night. The last year, I have been praying hard for our business, and every single one of you came. Every single one of y'all came in the last year. Besides Hannah. Hannah's been with me for a long time, and I'm so, so grateful because she is tried and true and has never left my side, and I absolutely love it. But I've prayed hard for a whole new team of just believers and God-given, driven women that just love the Lord and all that. And then look. So pray for your business because God will provide. He will so provide. So maybe that's something you do every single night too, is pray for your business. Like, God, who can I help impact tonight? Or who can I help impact tomorrow? Who can I help? Blah, blah, blah. And he's going to give you that. So, okay. I love you guys. It's great. We hit exactly an hour. And the winning day sheet, it looks like Hannah put in our thread. So find one that works for you. There's a couple little different ones too, if you need, but make that accountability. And if you're not doing the bingo, highly recommend the bingo. You won't be able to do the blackout right now, but it's still, that's cash money you could be getting for this month just for me. So just saying, just for showing up and doing your business and working with intention. So love you guys. I will see you later. Bye.